Guys, I think the Ghost Riders took Americ too. Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine. Let's talk about Teen Wolf Season 6, Episode 8, Blitz. Oh my god, Americ, you're here! Yay!
I just want to get some water. You can't start a review without me.
Since Americ is here, I guess he has to do a review with me. So,
okay, you know what?
This episode is called Blitzkrieg. First, some quick thoughts.
Why are you yelling at me?
So here's a question for you. In the episode, after Mr. Douglas took Corey, it seems that Mason still remembers him. So does that mean that when Mr. Douglas takes people, we don't forget them? Because
I just don't think that group forgets, period. Right?
Oh, in general?
Because even after the whole, like, you know, when they were on the field, the lacrosse field, and they were taking people, the group still remembered the people that were taken, right?
Did they remember all of it? Maybe they just know that people were taken. Do they remember every single person specifically? That's my question. Because Liam, I'm guessing he remembers Hayden, but it wasn't made clear. Yeah. The only people that we know they remember is Scott's mom, which was taken by Mr. Douglas, and Corey.
Who were taken by
But
Mr.
at the
Douglas.
end, Liam wasn't saying they took Hayden or anything. He was just saying, hey, he's a Nazi.
Yeah.
So I'm still confused about that.
Yeah.
Like, what are the rules?
I feel like it's a very fluid kind of situation.
And then I thought it was interesting that Scott said he was going to bite Stiles to get him out of the underground. Because I think a lot of people in last week's review were like, maybe he's going to bite Stiles and he's going to become werewolf. I mean, I don't think he's going to do it, but it's interesting that they brought it up.
I think the whole, like, biting Stiles has always been a recurring thing throughout the Teen Wolf.
He's dying. I'm going to bite him. I can't get him out. I'm going to bite him.
Chill. Like,
last resort.
I was just resting my eyes.
I was just resting my eyes. I'm not dying. I'm fine.
No, I think a lot of people have been discussing Stiles becoming a werewolf for a very long time, right? I mean, they've been friends. They've been so close. But I think the fact that Stiles remained the only non-supernatural being throughout the series has been sort of like a recurring thing. This is sort of like addressing that theme, but ultimately dismissing it because it does look there's going to be another way of bringing him back. So
I mean, I kind of want Stiles to just remain Stiles. You know, I think it's fun to have, like, not everybody needs to be a werewolf. You know,
no. I
think that's his thing. You know, Stiles a human.
Stiles a human.
Let's talk about the flashback and what we learned about Mr. Douglas.
Yeah.
So he is a Nazi. Did we decide on the name?
Honestly, I think
that the one that I liked the best was the Nazi Ghost Wolf.
But here's the thing: he's not really
now we know he's not just a werewolf,
right?
I think he's a Loemich,
which is a mix between part wolf, part lion.
So now he's a Nazi
were-lion Ghost Rider.
No, he's a ghost were-lion.
This
Nazi ghost were-lion.
This naming thing is going to get out of hand. Guys, help us out.
I also think it's interesting how Mr. Douglas is connected to, like, two villains, right? The Ghost Riders and the Dread Doctors. It's really his fault that all of this is happening, right?
Is it?
Because he brought the Ghost Riders, and then he found the Dread Doctors to help him, and then he actually became their source of life, right?
Is that how?
Yeah, because they I think they said in last season that the Nazi in the tank was how they were getting their powers or how they were living for so long. That's why they put him in there, I think. So technically, you know, and that also gave us the answer of why he's able to defeat the Ghost Riders.
Because he's been bathing in their power for so long that he's strong enough to take them down.
Well, I think he took parts of their power.
He took parts of their power, for sure. Like the whole, like, invulnerable sort of, like, aspect. Certainly the ability of catching the whip and pulling it.
Well, so I think some people also mentioned in last week's reviews comments that Scott got the gun of the Ghost Rider, but it wasn't talked about again in this episode. So can you only use it if you're a Ghost Rider, or what's the deal?
I mean, the rules.
What are the rules?
What are the rules? The Ghost Rider rules.
Let's move on to the final fights.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to that, Theo. You knew we had to talk about Theo.
You know what? Why? Why do we have to talk about it?
Well, okay. I feel like Theo was very reasonable in his ask in this episode. I mean, you know, if you're in his position, of course he's like, yeah, just like break the sword because I don't want to die again. But first of all, it's Kira's sword. So it's kind of messed up that they're like, all right, we'll break your sword. Like, hey, she might need it.
Well, to be fair, the sword
you can put it back together.
Yeah, you can put it back together.
Which I thought, well, that's stupid, because then, okay, they broke the sword, but they can put it back together and then still send him back. So.
Well, Theo doesn't know that.
Doesn't he, though? I feel like he knows everything.
How would he know? How would he know?
Well, he was hanging out with them last season, so he knows about Kira. Anyway.
Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've changed my mind about Theo.
Oh, God.
Psych, I still hate him. I'm so glad he's still in jail. That's where he deserves to be. You know, short of death, jail is an acceptable alternative. That's what I'm going to say about that.
I really like the scene where Liam is trying to save Hayden and they're both pulling. And you want to go. I was like, you know, I kind of like Liam. Like,
Liam has had more action sequences this season than Scott.
Yeah, Scott is not doing much.
Scott hasn't done jack this season.
Liam just jumps right in. He's like, I know I'm going to die. I know I can't beat you, but I'll try.
He actually took on one of that Ghost Riders, like, pretty well, like, pummeling him until his friend came along.
Yeah, I felt like Hayden stayed back a little too long. I was like, dude,
oh, Liam, what's going on?
Like, come on, like, get in there, help him.
Yeah,
dude, come on.
But yeah,
and I know she knows how to fight. Like, usually she does help him. So I was like, why is she not helping him? Anyway.
Yeah, but it was crazy to just see so many of the folks from Beacon Hills just being taken left and right. This Hayden, Argent, Melissa. I mean, it was a ghost bath.
Ghost bath. I think we also found out during like those last fights that Parrish is kind of useless now.
Yeah.
Which can I talk about my pet peeve about like the whole Parrish thing? First of all, he's useless. Second of all, when he goes there and you have Lydia who's like, Jordan, and he has no reaction. And then to me that just reminded us how we're totally ignoring the fact that last season they were like having a thing and they were connecting, and now it's like, oh, let's just forget that happened. Now Parrish is just doing his thing, you know. She was just there when he was like, we didn't know what he was. Maybe a hellhound, I don't know. But this season, let's just focus on her and Stiles, which is fine. But I'm like, what? Like, it feels like now they don't have this connection. Like, why didn't he do anything to him when she said something? You know? Like, okay, you don't have to be romantically involved, but you had like a connection even as friends. Like, come on. Wow. Be consistent, Teen Wolf. Be consistent.
Well, actually, you know what? Since we're talking about pet peeves, and I wasn't going to bring this up because it looks like I'm being, you know, a little bit petty about this. But listen, here's the thing. I'm going to complain about Teen Wolf so far and sort of like how they've been sort of like conveniently using powers when they need to. So for example, you had a problem because she called him just Jordan and then we just didn't acknowledge the whole like relationship.
Yeah.
I had a problem where you're like, hello, you're a banshee. How about you sort of like snap him out of it
that's true.
And just scream, because her banshee scream is known to snap people out of trances. True. But at no point does she use it.
Well, at least try.
Mr. Like, I wonder if Mr. Douglas is right here. Like, what am I gonna do? Let me run away. I mean,
I did think about why wouldn't she use, because especially at the end when Liam was like, oh, he's afraid of you. I thought she was gonna scream.
Yeah.
And use her power, but she didn't do it. They're holding it off.
They're holding it off.
Later on.
This is like, come on, guys. It's so silly. I hate convenient uses of power when it sort of suits the story, but it doesn't suit what the character is, right? The character has that power. They're in danger. What is she gonna do? Freeze and walk away? Come on.
I guess we have some pet peeves.
We have some pet peeves. Comment below, what are your pet peeves?
Yeah. What are your Teen Wolf
What are your Teen Wolf pet peeves?
What I did like, though, is that Peter saved the day, because you knew he was going to save the day, when Malia was, like, about to get got, and...
Here's the thing. Did they take him, or did they kill him?
No, they took him, because Malia was telling Scott, oh, the whip didn't take you. Meaning, like, they weren't poofing him, right?
Yeah.
Poofing him, like, the green smoke, like, poof.
They weren't poofing him. Hey, you're poofed. You're poofed. Oh, hey, honey, you're poofed too. What's up?
I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, there was in the green poof smoke, right?
Yeah.
And so they were trying to really kill him, but when they took Peter, the poof actually happened.
The poof happened? All right. Look, yes, I still think there's like a little chance that, you know.
No, they just took him back. They're just like, oh, right. We get you again.
Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch.
Moving on to the very emotional part of this episode, the sheriff.
I have a son. His name is Mrs. Law.
No. Mieczysław.
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 Mieczysław, which sounds like mischief.
Yes, hence the mischief, because everybody was like, guys, it says mischief. Is that his name? Well, it's not his name. It just sounds like that. And actually, it's what he used to call himself as a kid, because he couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah, Mieczysław, he couldn't say it, so he said...
Slav, I think.
Mieczysław, he couldn't say it, so he said mischief until the mom died, and then, Stiles.
I gotta say, we were really hating on Claudia a lot this season. And now I kind of feel bad because I was like, oh, it was the sheriff trying to protect himself. So she wasn't really evil, you know. I did think it was kind of awesome how things started popping up. And then there's the yarn.
Yeah.
And then he calls Claudia. He's like, we have a son. But then she walks into the room.
Yeah.
And then it's all gone
and
again.
Then he realizes,
it's like this fight within himself. Yeah. Which, for a second, I was worried that she was going to convince him that maybe he was crazy.
Yeah. But he was going to convince himself.
But I think he knew. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you're in the room. That's why. I can't have both.
Yeah. You can't.
It's either I keep you or I take Stiles back. Oh. And then I got so emotional when he's explaining the story of how she died.
Yeah.
With the picture.
Yeah.
Because you know he's really telling himself.
It was a really good moment.
Because you see how he created her, like what story he imagined. He imagined everything they would have done. She was alive. And then of course we get Stiles' name, which this is us like kind of watching like cool, and then he's like my son, his name is like what? Whoa! Did they just say Stiles' names? Let's like put it back.
Here's the thing, completely has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
But that scene when the sheriff walked in right before that, Malia was trying to tell Scott, you know, we're gonna find her, all that stuff. Did you like see something between Malia and Scott? Was it just me?
Really?
I swear to God, I've never shipped that.
No,
but I'm not against it right now.
No, I didn't see anything.
I saw like I've never seen them this close. I'm just saying.
Stiles is kind of going towards Lydia again. So.
That would explain the whole like, hey Malia, what's up? You know, kind of thing. You know? No? Who's with me? Who saw that? Because I was like, there's something going on there. What
would be their name? Makat?
Makat? Ew! It's not Makat.
Celia.
Why Sa?
Scott. Celia.
Oh, I like Celia. Who's with Celia? Comment below.
So Americ has a new ship now, apparently. Did not see that coming at all.
I did not see that coming too. I like it. I like it.
You didn't see that coming too?
I didn't see it coming too.
Coming either.
Wow. I'm keeping this, by the way.
No!
Just to show how much of a douche you are.
Now the new goal is to open a new rift, and in order to do that, they need to remember Stiles, like everything about him. Because the reason why it apparently opened in front of the sheriff is because he was really remembering everything about Stiles, like everything, his name, everything, just his whole life. And we know that they remember Stiles, but they don't remember him completely. Like they know he exists, but they're still like kind of slowly remembering him. So now they're like, okay, we need to remember everything that happened that we did with him. Yeah. And then it'll open a new rift. Yeah. So it's basically gonna be Memory Found, which is the title of the episode. What? Of next week? Yes. So I can't wait for this. But we're curious to hear what was exciting for you this episode. Like what really stood out. Oh, are you blown away by Stiles' name revelation? Comment below, let us know. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss any of our Teen Wolf reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I'll see you soon? I'm in this video too. I got confused. You said it like naturally. Cause that's what I say in my video. Because it's a ghostwriter that took you. Americ was never there. It's all in my mind.